Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another video. Don't justify being non-select. Don't justify it. I'm gonna tell you what. See, one major issue that I've had in well over 20, this is pretty much 25 years of promoting that paradigm of select and non-select. And for those who don't know, it's the same as saying alpha, beta, or 20%er versus 80%er and all of that. Just so you understand, I just prefer select versus non-select. And in over 25 years of promoting that paradigm, I've ran into several young men, both in the real world and online, who said, oh, I'm non-select. But if you had really read what I said in my book, Nice Guys and Players, I'm telling you how to go from non-select to select. And then beyond that, to a real man. You got to go beyond that whole paradigm everywhere. But whatever the case, and like I said, even in Nice Guys and Players, I'm telling the select men, the men getting the sex, how to do even better. Because anybody who's read it will see, you know what, even being select, especially to today's woman, isn't always what it's cut out to be. Yeah, you getting some women, but what are you really getting? Yeah, I'm gonna say it like that. Yeah, you on one hand, yeah, you getting them because you might have some money and all the things, the conventional stuff, but then once they get, if you're a masked man, but once they get past all that material stuff, is that what you really want? Because the woman wasn't attracted to you. She's attracted to whatever your material presentation is, even including your looks. You want some woman like that? Your looks, like will depreciate. So do you want that woman? And then even the Mr. Goodbars, let's be real. As master teacher, BGS would call them concuserves. Yeah, you all right. Yeah, you getting that pussy and everything, but shoot, what happens when you want to go beyond that? And I've met plenty of men, ironically, the men who bought the books at first were men who were well select. They could have told me some stuff. They could get women, but see, they wanted to go beyond that, right? So that's the whole thing. But especially if you're a man who is, non-select, you want to go beyond that. Is that where you want to be? Is that what you want to do? That's the thing you got to ask yourself. You want to be stuck there? Like, don't justify it. Like, one of the things I didn't talk about height. I didn't talk about height at all because at the time I knew so many players, shoot, back then and even now, who are under 6 feet. But then you got a bunch of guys who are under 6 feet now. That's what has come out. They think, well, you know, women ain't going to want me. I'm 5'8", I'm 5'9", I'm non-select. Don't justify that shit. It's all about the mindset. Like I said, I've known players, throughout these 25 years who are under 6 feet and still getting women. Like, I can get on the phone with some of them now. They can text me. And they getting women, but they under 6 feet. But say that you are. Or as much as I promote body game, yeah, you don't have that total percentage or, you know, that type percentage other guys promote. I just said, look, that's one of the things, like Mr. Goodbar have a good body. But see, that's different for every woman. That's different. They like the body. That's one thing. And you want to work on that, but if you don't have that, you ain't getting women with your body. Don't try to be like, well, I only got this body or anything. It's like you're trying to justify, too many men are trying to justify how come they not winning with women. I'm telling you how to win with women. I'm telling you how to win with women and deal with women on your terms. That means you grow from it. In fact, in Nice Guys and Players, I'm giving something for every group of men, the 4 main groups of men, on what they need to do. For some men need to stand up. Some men need to exercise some dick discipline. But whatever the case, you ain't stuck. Because one of the things I'm doing in general is telling men how to evolve into a better man. You ain't stuck with that. Okay, the women ain't paying attention to you. Okay, say you at that point. Or you got to use a bunch of craziness to get women, or women that you really don't want to be with. You know? And now I got something to really talk about that tomorrow. But I'm going to tell you what, you know, You can change from that. You ain't stuck any place. Every single man, every single person, but this the men's channel. Every single man has the ability to evolve into a better person, but he has to want to evolve. He wants to get better. He wants to look at his situation, no matter what it is, and say, you know what, I want to do better. A lot of men are there. A lot of men deep down want to, but a lot of men, they'll listen to someone else, or they'll feel like, well, I'm stuck here. No, you ain't stuck with anything. Let me use that height thing. That's a major thing. That's become a major thing now. All right, you got whatever height you got. Okay, fix up everything else. Or your looks. I even talked about that in Nice Guys and Players. I talked about it. I used an example of one ugly dude who just said, you know what, even his own mother think he ugly. But he just fixed up everything else. That whole ugly, sexy player thing, it ain't the end of the world. And don't listen to another man. He halfway competing with you either. And yeah, you're going to get some woman to reject you, but let me talk about that for a second. If you reject him by the multitude of women, then you know you need to change something. But then even Mr. Goodbar, guy who getting the sex, guy who's getting that pussy, he gets rejected. He gets rejected. A lot of women don't take him seriously beyond being a CompuServe. You know, serving her interests and everything. You know, she want him out. She looking at him like, hey, don't say anything to me if you see me out in the street. You get some women like that. You get some men who get sick of that. And I know some men want to get to that point and there's nothing. In fact, I remember I met this guy at a live seminar. This was a live seminar. And I could look, trust me, I could look at him and tell this dude, I could tell there's a certain look I can't really describe. I can tell when a guy's been through a lot of women and they just tired or they evolve. And I like how this one guy said, he said, you know what, all of those things that you talked about, all those categories, each one of them is a different step. And a man got to go through each step. But you got to check my book out to find out. There's copies. You can find out. Just go in the description box. You know, selling all over the world. But it's because it's there. But if you look at your situation, you say, well, I'm non-select. Okay, you know what to work from. You might have to work out a bit better. Shit, that's the easiest way to move up some. You might have to look at your grooming. You might have to look at where you live in. You might have to look at your financial situation. Let me talk about that for a second. Even though I've talked often about a man getting sex without spending money, those are usually CompuServes. Most men have to do that though, like make some more money or do something to really raise up their position, and not to be a trick. Let me be clear on it. Not to be a trick. But to feel good about himself, to feel good about his sovereignty. Because trust me, if a man walks around a lot more confident with money in his pocket than he does without. So that's not even for the woman, that's for yourself. And being on your purpose, being on your mission, and feeling good about yourself. That's the thing. And really, you're going to find, you want to rise to the point you're just getting the women who are in your tribe. Because ironically, Mr. Goodbar don't necessarily get the women in his tribe. He gets some women who want to fuck him, but they don't want to do anything beyond that. And trust me, yeah, you think that's cool until, you know what, you be like, well, damn. Because all sex ain't the same. But you want to go beyond that. Don't justify it. You don't want to stay in that position. You want to move up, all right? You want it to evolve. You don't want to be stuck at any place. You want to evolve into what I call the real man. That's that man at that higher level. Someone else might say superior man, you know. Pan-African spiritual community or Sarset would say man ab. You just want to rise above everything. All my stuff is telling you how to do that, all right? So anyway, yeah, don't justify being non-select. Don't justify it. If you realize you're non-select, there ain't no shame in it. You just know where you have to go, okay? Anyway, that's all I have for today. I'll get back with y'all. Peace and blessings.